And Chris put an ad out in what was the paper called? Network Marketing Life or something. And Blake and Angie responded to that. I think they were the one response we got to that ad. This is before we launched. And I was writing Monica and Dave up here? Yeah, you're up there. So I was writing, I needed a teacher. So I had a teacher, right? And many of the people up here actually had joined us on Power 90 success trips in Hawaii. Mark Briggs was one of the success stories in the Slim and Six show. Robert Hudgens I met at a training workshop with Tony, and I thought Isabel was attracted to him, so I wanted to get him under. Just kidding. And Tracy I had to convince to get into the business. Gil you were on one of the Power 90 trips, right? Okay, and I mean. We had a great trip, and I was like, these two, you got a bunch of people on a cruise or something. I was like, that guy can network. So anyway, everybody's got their special connection to us, right? And like literally, when I made the phone call to them, I was like, of course they're going to want to do this. I'm calling them to say, come and join us, and you get to represent these products that you're already representing and not getting any money for it. But person after person was like, I don't really know if I want to do that. That doesn't sound, I don't think so. That's network gross. And so I was like, look, all right, Chris, we got to rethink this. Let's fly them all in, put them up in a hotel in Beverly Hills, and then see if they'll do it. And we went for it. And actually, you'll be interested to note. Now, I had just met Michael Neiman. Chris brought Michael in from another company, and Michael, as you'll get to see, is a bit of a performer. Anybody who's been to a summit, the first time we had the kickoff for this, Michael had laryngitis. And I remember watching him present on stage, and I was like, this guy is awful. But he was going through the comp plan, and people were sleeping and leaving, and I'm like, wow. But,
people still sleep when I go through the comp plan.
No, that's not true. He has proven to be one of the best entertainers I've ever worked with, and I've worked with some good ones. And is actually one of the big reasons that I think that Team Beachbody is so special. Wouldn't you guys agree? Of all the companies that you could be a part of, the showmanship, and Michael and I were talking about it, we were shooting a segment that you're going to see Saturday night. One of the things I love about us the most is that we don't take ourselves so seriously. That we have the ability to laugh at ourselves, I think, or laugh at Michael, we laugh at Brett, now we get to laugh at Jeff, but it all started with them laughing at me. And well, I want to thank you guys. I want to thank you for being a part of something that I think really, truly is still a ground floor opportunity. We're 85,000, or I don't know how many, 80-something thousand coaches strong, and I really feel like now we've got the foundation built for taking this into the hundreds of thousands. But we're going to do it the right way, with your help, with their leadership. I mean, the amazing patience that you guys had. But you know what? There's one guy I need to bring up here. Because there's one guy who's really an honorary founder that when we first launched this thing, just absolutely blew it up. The biggest, the fastest of anybody we had seen. Pete Pena, could you please come to stage?
Pete, are you around anywhere?
He worked so hard, he's probably still sleeping.
He's probably in the crowd somewhere. He didn't know we were calling him up.
I know, my mistake. Well, all I want to say is Pete Pena came in. It was one of the first calls that Doug made, and Doug Couch. When I had Doug come in, I was like, this guy's his nickname on the message boards was Coach Couch. I was like, how perfect. So he brought him in, and I love his presentation skills are so bad. That was his whole trick. He would get in front of a group, and he would be so bad in front of the group that the people would be watching and be like, he's making money? I can totally do this. That was his whole, and it worked. I mean, it's like outrageous. So one of the first guys he brought in was Pete Pena, and Pete just took this and just went with it, and he made it his own. And anybody out there who's a new coach, don't think that you have to be a founder or a person who's got incredible upline, sideline, or downline assistance, because this guy proves that you can make it happen. Pete Pena. Now, Pete, let me ask you a question. How was it, you weren't one of the founders, how was it that you managed to grow, as you come over here a little bit, as big and as fast with this business as you did when we started?
because I looked out for all the people that I brought in. I wanted to help them, and when I helped my team grow, it just exploded, and I just helped one coach at a time. And we'll be talking about that tomorrow in our training.
Oh, don't want to trump your training. Well, thank you, Pete. We love you, man. I also want to ask Tracy. Come over here a second, Tracy. Now, look, you're a special one because I knew Tracy was actually the first person who I knew I wanted to have be a coach, and she was actually the hardest one for me of this whole group to get to be a coach. She turned me down like 3 or 4 times on the phone. Now, what Tracy's original job was, she would work the message boards. I mean, she was on this constantly, and her husband Casey was like, "Can we please have our marriage back?" And she's like, "I just need to punctuate this right." And no, maybe a little bit like that. But Tracy, like, what was it that was the resistance at the beginning, and then how did I trick you into this, our den of evil?
Oh my gosh, probably I was the most resistant because the little bit I knew about network marketing was people inviting me over to their house for a party or a dinner with girls getting together, and when I would show up, it was them pitching something to me, whether it be a book or a kitchen tool, or not dissing those, but that it was kind of trickery a little bit. And so I was just like, oh, I can't do that. And the other side of it, and the most important part for me, was I had been helping people for free for 4 years, and the last thing I wanted was for them to question my authenticity for helping them for a buck. And so I first told Chris no, before I told you no. And then you would just say, "Come on, you got to do this." And Tracy, come on, just give it a year. And I said, "No, I think it's great, and I'll support it 100%. And you said, "Give me a year, and you don't have to change who you are or how you treat people. You don't have to do anything different from what you're already doing. Give me a year. And if after that time, then you can come back and work for the company if it just really isn't your thing." And so I thought, you know what? Anything worth doing is worth doing well. So I will give it 1 year. I will give it my all. And then I wasn't going to, oddly enough, I wasn't going to read any network marketing book. I was going to only listen to what it was that your vision was, to try and take what you envisioned for the network, for the company that I knew and loved, and to take that out to people and make it different and unique, and get that beating heart of Beachbody into the beating heart of anybody who will listen to me. And so I gave it a try, and turns out I'm still around.
Thank you, Tracy, because you've helped us grow this the right way. But I think that, you and Doug in particular with the TD training tours. You know what's great about this group is how, even though they were all here at the beginning, and they have been through every iteration, every promotion. It'd be like they get a call and they'd be like, "You guys are doing what now? What is the promotion today?" And they just hung in there with us. And what's amazing now, so last leadership, we launched the Challenge Pack concept, which was really bringing it all together, right? Fitness, nutrition, peer support, and rewards. And for many people, their businesses just took off. And mostly, it was non-founders whose businesses took off, because these guys were trained to not trust the latest thing that we came out with. They're like, "Well, let's see you guys work the kinks out, and then we'll figure out if we're going to go with this." But now I'm watching, and what just shows you how mature these people are and how much they really want to help. Now I see them learning from you, and we truly are an ecosystem of people helping people, because they're learning from you, you're learning from them, I'm learning from everybody. Michael, you're not learning much?
I'm trying.
All right, but no, honestly, you're teaching us a ton, and I also want to take a minute and thank Jeff Hill. He's put together a great group of regional directors that are now pulling us all together from the corporate side. And of course, our general manager, your senior executive vice president, Brett Blake, who really has done an amazing job of bringing network marketing fundamentals, the fundamentals that work for network marketing, without trashing the culture, without trashing the heart of what Beachbody's about. So thank you guys. Brett, do you want to say a few words before we turn this thing over?
Can I turn it over to Mike? Yeah. Can I? So sorry. I said I wasn't going to take the stage, but too bad. So, I just want to say that for those of you, how many people have been with us for 5 years? How many people 4 years? 3 years? 2 years? 1 year? How many people have been with us for less than 90 days? Awesome, awesome. So here's what I can say. I started in September of 2006. On December 21st of 2006, I got to meet all of these people, and from that day, we started to form a little family. And it was a little family, but we were a family. And sometimes they'd call and yell at me, and sometimes I'd talk behind their back. But in the end, we all really loved each other, and we all knew that we were in it together. And it's amazing that 5 years later, it's like a parent having kids who have kids who have kids, but now we are all one big family. And when you join Team Beachbody, you're not joining a company, you're not joining an opportunity. What makes it special is that you're joining a family. And every new family member makes the family just a little bit better. And so we are so thankful that 5 years later, our family is now this big. And there is nothing better at a family gathering than when everybody gets together and sings happy birthday. So how about a happy birthday to Team Beachbody for our 5-year birthday? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Team Beachbody. Happy birthday to you. All right, come on. They don't really blow out. Hey, do we have a knife? Can Carl do the official cutting of the cake? Robert Hutchins. Ladies and gentlemen, cake is being served. They're going to be coming around serving it. Listen, we still have time to party, and I expect you guys to party like only Team Beachbody can party.